Hi everyone. So I want to give you a little sneak peek inside the book, but also talk about like what you're going to get out of reading this, because yes, it's based on human design, but what I didn't want to do was create another book that was just filled with information that you would end up being overwhelmed, because human design is quite the rabbit hole. So once you start and you have that initial like little glimpse into it and you feel so seen and you have that, oh my god, like I need to know more moment, you can really easily get stuck in information overwhelm. So that's not what I wanted this book to be. I wanted this book to be about like you understand your design, and you will see there's a QR code. So basically this book has you download an incredibly detailed human design report in PDF format called your Liberation Report, which is amazing. And then the first part of the book walks you through it. So it gives you, like for example here, Incarnation Cross, okay, gives you like a dummy's guide to what an incarnation cross is. Then you reference your report, you lock that in. Then it goes through the auras, your profile energy. So you actually start to really deeply understand yourself and not just, you know, get overwhelmed with loads of information. And then the second part of the book looks at, so once you have looked at your human design and you see your brilliance and your genius and your potential, and you're like, so why is that not my life? Like, why am I stuck in these cycles and patterns that look nothing like this? That is when we go into part 2 of the book, which is all about understanding how you have potentially misunderstood your energy so far, and how that's manifested as an identity, a personality, a persona, a cycle, a pattern. So it's understanding the influence of your open centers and the identities that you build around it. And I've done like real life examples, so you can really resonate with like how this energy, when it's misunderstood, can play out. For example, I have an undefined spleen in human design, and the shadow there is like first of all, staying in unhealthy toxic relationship cycles, patterns, for fear of the unknown. But essentially how it impacted me, how it manifested for me, was I was terrified of life. Like everything felt terrifying, and it held me back in so many different ways. And once I understood that that was just me misunderstanding that energy going through that center, it was a lot easier to shift and navigate through. So we go through all of the 9 energy centers in human design and how you could be potentially misunderstanding that energy and creating a false sense of identity, a false sense of self that is limiting you and preventing you from feeling very expansive and liberated. And then the final part of the book is all about releasing those patterns with love, of course, but then rewiring through behavior. So it's the embodiment piece. So the final part of the book is, when you first begin to read this, you begin to see yourself in a new light and your new potential. Then you start to understand why that potential is not being lived. And then the final part of the book is closing the gap on that. So I take you through like what I do and how I've worked with this information to experience embodiment, and to be an embodiment of my highest potential rather than an embodiment of the patterns and cycles. There is also, and I love this, because everything's identity. And in order for us to create an identity and have an identity shift, we need to have foundational beliefs. So there is a belief library. So for all of the different activations available in your human design chart, I've given you 4 or 5 in some cases, beliefs that you can begin to anchor into. So for example, if you are a projector like me, so I'm a projector, my value is in what I see, right? So projectors are not here to be worker bees in the world. We are here, you know, our value is in our perception and our observation and what we see. Like we see things that other people miss, or we see things that we take for granted that we think's common sense, and it's not. It's like a really incredible sharp shift in perception that can just change everything. So another belief is, I am chosen naturally when I honor my energy first. So projectors, and as you learn when you read the book, when it comes to our aura type, our aura kind of guides us on how to interact with others for the greater good of our experience and their experience. So it's like how we can be received best, how we can receive others the best. And for projectors, it's all about waiting for the invitation. So it's about waiting to be recognized for the thing that you see. So you will see the world very differently. And so a belief here is I am chosen naturally when I honor my energy first. So projectors really have to be in a massive radical state of self-acceptance. Otherwise, they're not going to be invited. But you're going to find out all of these little human design terms, but like Dummy's Guide, not overwhelming, and how to actually do something with this information. This book, right, I was motivated to write this because I did so many human design readings, like hundreds, thousands of readings, and not everybody, I'm going to say about 20% of people, 30% of people, like had the massive ahas in the readings, and then they did nothing with it. So they didn't really get to experience an effect of their incredible energy. So I wanted to create a book that bridged the gap between human design information and actual lived embodiment. So this kind of guides you through what is referred to as the deconditioning process. So moving out of the identity that you've been living in that's not aligned with your highest potential and stepping into the energy of your highest potential. Super excited. So if you have ordered directly from my publisher, the orders will start shipping very soon, like in a matter of days. The book is not available on general release worldwide until the end of September, beginning of October in the UK. So if you want to get your hands on this now, then I will pop the link below this for my publisher's website. And if you use the word liberation at checkout, you will get free shipping. And I also have an amazing deconditioning community. So at the back of the book, let me just show you, there are some more QR codes with some additional resources, and also to join my community. So that's where I do like lives, impromptu trainings, answer questions, and share more information around the entire embodiment process and the experiment. There's access to one of my guided sessions that I do for embodiment, and there's also the QR code repeated to create your free human design reading. It's literally a full reading. It's 70 plus pages. So you're going to start the book. At the beginning, I share my journey, my experience, like how it's impacted me, how it's helped me. And then I've also shared like a dummy's guide to what human design is. So you've got that in there if you're new, like really new to human design. And then you go straight into creating your liberation report with the QR code, and then going section by section. And also there are, at the end of each section, there's contemplation. So this is where you kind of put the book down and you absorb what you've been reading, you absorb what's in your liberation report, and you start to be like really curious about that. And then at the end of every section, so if you're like me and you read a book like 1, 2, miss a few, 9900, at the end of every section there's key takeaways. So I kind of bullet really important things for you to remember and that you can come back to. And that's at the end of every section. And the foreword is written by an amazing, incredible human being, Taylor Eaton, who is fantastic. She used to be very prominent in the world of human design. Now she's very prominent in the world of wealth creation and money manifestation. So go and check her out. And once your book arrives, I would love you to take a picture of it, tag me, message me, let me know what drops in, let me know what ahas you have, how it's helped you, how it's impacted you. I would love to hear that.